Quick disclaimer. I understand this is being posted on YouTube. Before I get any Captain America, super soldier, veteran this, on how I did things, I was going off a rubric. There's 1,000 ways to skin a cat, and my way would have been completely different. I'm just going to disseminate what I need my SLs and their Joes to know to get the job done, but I had to follow the rubric. With that being said, here you go. Fuck you see me with a major smooth bonus points. Got my face paint on, all that, even on my forehead. Feel me? Alright. Okay. Oops. Alright. First platoon. This is the OPORD brief. Prepare to copy. I'm Universal Time Zone, Romeo. Situation. For the terrain, we're in the generally densely wooded hills and low-lying wet areas. There's sporadic sandy open areas with low brush and grass. For obstacles, the reinforcing obstacles have not been ID'd by friendly or enemy. Existing obstacles pertaining to 1st Platoon are Kentucky State Highway 1638 and small points of elevation. Avenues of approach. Friendly platoons in area are using trails throughout the AO. Enemy has been ID'd using a tank trail running north to south from Objective Cobra to Objective Viper. For key terrain, our objective BOA, is in vicinity of K1, grid Echo Golf 8 Trey Niner 1 Niner 7 8 Niner, breathed in the base orb. Observation and fields of fire. Along the roads and trails, all weapon systems have good fields of fire, greatly reduced once in wooded areas with vegetation. Cover and concealment. Wooded areas, dense vegetation, and tall grass at use. Weather. There's no key info. Enemy has no night vision goggles, so night is our friend. Civil. No known civilian personnel in the AO. Enemy is not using abandoned villages, and civilians may re-enter the AO to get their shit. Do not harm them. Enemy forces. Up to 5 infantry platoons exist in the AO. We are facing reinforced rifle platoons, which are rifle platoons with an additional rifle squad attached. Prior to our company attack, intel suggested an Arianian squad in Objective BOA, our objective, and an Arianian platoon west of Objective BOA, again, our objective. Arianian forces have employed indirect fire with 82mm mortars. They have been proven ineffective. Expected that the enemy will continue to deploy observation posts, but are likely to be minimally manned. Again, Arianian squad is expected to move from Objective Cobra, our objective, to Objective Viper along the south tank route. Enemy is expected to defend their key terrain. The most likely course of action. The Arianian forces are expected to continue attempted use of indirect fire to disrupt our freedom of maneuver. If they lose key terrain, they're expected to attempt to retake position within 6 hours. We will use platoon and squad size stand by. They will use platoon and squad size elements to aggressively conduct recon and attack, patrol bases, and defensive locations. Most deadly course of action. Arianian forces consolidate at platoon level and coordinate attack reinforced by mechanized forces. Now for our mission. 1st Platoon conducts an area defense at Objective BOA in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Trey Niner 1 Niner 7 8 Niner no later than 0400 in order to deny Arianian forces access to key terrain K1. I repeat. 1st Platoon conducts an area defense at Objective BOA in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Trey Niner 1 Niner 7 8 Niner no later than 0400 in order to deny Arianian forces access to key terrain in K1. For execution, our commander's intent. The purpose of Alpha Company's operation is to assist the Atropian security forces in eliminating threats to their people, land, and government to secure their country from external and internal threats. Key tasks: defeat all Arianian forces we come in contact with, defend our objective, and key terrain from area and forces. End state. Successfully defend objective BOA and K1 until clear dominance is established. First platoon will then move 280 meters southeast to establish Patrol Base Alpha 1. All enemy forces in objective BOA will be eliminated, and HQ confirms dominance of K1 and all civil considerations ensured safely. 2, 3, and 4th platoon all confirmed to continue offensive operation in patrol bases as well at this time to ensure the end state. For Arcana, 1st platoon will conduct an area defense on objective BOA in vicinity of K1. Our objective is on key terrain, K1, so we must eliminate all Aryan forces moving in on objective BOA to ensure commander's intent is met. Tactical risk is our close proximity to 2nd platoon's objective Cobra and 3rd platoon's objective Viper. To prevent fratricide upon objective Cobra, C-Wire and Claymore will be placed east of objective BOA along the eastern trail border to prevent weapon systems from being fired towards 2nd platoon. I will now show the COA sketch. Oh my God. Okay. As described in Arcana, this is where our objective BOA is. This is the platoon to our west that was said to be in the area before Alpha Company conducted offensive missions. There was also the squad that was said to be in the vicinity of objective BOA that was said to be there before our mission. This is 2nd platoon's objective Cobra as described to our east. They too had a squad in their area as well as a mortar system to be said to be in their area. This is Patrol Base Alpha 1 that we are to establish after the defense is conducted. As you can see, this is Highway 1638 mentioned as well. As we get into the sustainment paragraph, we will begin to focus on where the HLZ1 is and the AXPR, as well as the casualty collection point being closer into the west area of the objective. As you can see, there is a trail that runs in between our two objectives in respect to objective BOA and objective Cobra. This then leads further down south to objective Viper, where 3rd platoon will be conducting a defense as well. We have our first TRP at this crossroads of the trail to ensure that our defense conducted here, 2nd platoon's defense conducted here, would allow the enemy to retreat along this path, and then we can then use our indirect fires on TRP-1. Unfortunately, we are second in the priority of fires, so we are not sure if we will be able to utilize this. Far to our southwest is 4th platoon and objective Rattler, and they should be out of range of our weapon system. Most likely, we will have to deal with objective Cobra, but in consideration of objective Cobra and 2nd platoon, we have already decided that we will move on to this style of defense. As you can see, we are placed as if we are in the triangle shape of a patrol base, where we have security squad here, assault 1 here, and assault 2 here. We will have our 240s at these apexes and our 249 at this apex. Our weapon squad will be disseminated into these apexes as well, as we surround objective BOA with, again mentioned, casualty collection point to the west in the objective. In respect to the fratricide comment made in regards to objective Cobra, we have employed that we will be utilizing our Claymore mine posting north along this trail so that we can direct the enemy to be obstructed by this obstacle here, the C-Wire, as mentioned, on this path, to where security squad will only fire if a squad-sized element is to approach their direction. This will prevent our furthermore risk of fratricide on objective Cobra. As mentioned, we will have the enemy try to retreat onto this pathway so we could use our obstacles and then again our TRP on the crossroads. Again, to further explain, security squad will be placed here in the triangle. Assault 1 and Assault 2, respectively, will complete the triangle. Think of simply a patrol base, how we would normally do a patrol base. Again, the same for weapon squad. I want the 240s on these apexes and the 249 placed here to ensure this. All right, now we will move on to our scheme of maneuver in our terrain model kit. First and foremost, before I start with the terrain model kit, I will go over the phases and words and explain again with the terrain model kit. Phase 1 will be planning. From 0200 to 0230, the platoon will conduct defensive rehearsals while maintaining 50% security at all times. PCCs and PCIs will be done at this time as well. During Phase 2, from 0230 to 0300, S&O will be placed along most likely avenue of approach after placing C-wire east of objective BOA that we just described on the COA sketch. Phase 3, squads will be placed in the triangles similar to the patrol base that we described on the COA sketch, with security facing east towards objective Cobra. By 0400, the defense will be conducted, ready to go for any enemies in the area. The CCP will be in the middle with HQ to the west, and aid and litter will be pulled from Assault 1. Assault 1 will be red, Assault 2 will be white, and security will be blue, as I will describe in the terrain model. A second here. Holy shit. All right, so here, just to give you further detail if you would like, I have these plots pointed on the map with objective BOA, objective Cobra, respectively shown along this trail with, again, Highway 1638 there with the HLZ1 and the AXP there that we will describe later in the sustainment paragraph as well. Again, this is that main trail that we have already said that fire teams, enemy fire teams have been seen by MI passing through. And then this is Objective Viper, which is the vicinity of that command post, and then Patrol Base Alpha 1, which is 200 meters about southeast to us that we will move to after the defense is complete. Okay, here is the further descriptive terrain model that I have at hand for you.
Alright, basically it's muted, but I was just saying that the Assault 2 and Assault 1 are flip-flopped on the terrain model. So like one of my Joes and squad leaders would have been told me that. So it was just on accident, but they would have been told me in a real brief, so that would have been fixed right then and there, lickety-split.
Again, as we get to the objective, we'll be at objective BOA, okay? This will be the casualty collection point to the west of it. Oh my fuck. Okay. Security squad will be facing to the east. Again, security squad will not fire unless they are faced with an element that is a squad size or larger. This should be the last line that should have to fire a single shot in respect to objective Cobra and the risk of fratricide. Again, this is why the S&O will be placing C-wire along the path, and there should be another one right here, entrance right here, but this is the most likely avenue of approach. Again, respectively, this is the most likely avenue of approach, so we have placed C-wire here, and we have the Claymore facing north to prevent any enemies from having to come here to security to where they will have to fire. In that case, we still have 360 security, as we have security here, our 249s at the apex, and then our 240 at this apex pointing west, and Assault 2 and Assault 1 placed here. Again, we will then move after this defense is completed and headquarters is contacted, where we are green to move to patrol base 280 meters southeast to patrol base Alpha 1. Objective Cobra will be here. Respectively, security squad needs to be in mind of this as we prevent the risk of fratricide. And again, in the case that security squad is successful with the placement of the C-wire and the Claymore, we will allow the enemies to take this most likely avenue of approach and retreat, and we will utilize TRP-1 if we are able to utilize our fires, as again, we are second in the priorities of fires list. And again, just to furthermore explain, at this crossroads, we also have Objective Viper and the command post. Now again, squad leaders, as I may explain, once we get on objective, the headquarters will be in the middle, headquarters including me, the medic, PSG, RTO, as well as the squad leaders, okay? Security squad will be facing east. Again, security squad is not to fire unless a squad size element or larger has approached them. Assault 2 will be placed here, and Assault 1 will be placed here. Again, Assault 1 is red, Assault 2 is white, security squad is blue. Whichever direction we take contact in, we will all call this out in place of the 3Ds. So Assault 1 takes contact from this direction, they're calling out red, 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 red. Assault 2, they're calling out white, 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 white. Security will be calling out blue, 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 blue. Again, if Assault 1 or Assault 2 is facing enough enemies to where they need reinforcements, we will have the Bravo security team move online with them to give them those reinforcements. Again, this will only be if the squad leader deems necessary, as this line of defense has been deemed out of ratio to any enemies facing them. Again, security squad's Bravo team will be the ones enforcing either Assault 2 or Assault 1. And again, as I repeat, Assault 2 is red, Assault 1 is red, Assault 2 blue, security white. Again, we will verbally coordinate with each other by calling out these directions in which we are facing enemies during the defense. Okay. As we move to the patrol base, we will move in the regular order of movement, as it will be Assault 1, PL, RTO, Assault 2, PSG, Medic, and then security squad behind, with the weapon squad split up in between them. SOP will be exercised there. All right, there we go. That's it for the terrain model kit. I will continue with my brief from here on out. Fuck. Okay. The scheme of fires. The RTO and the forward observer will coordinate with FDC for possible IDF. Again stated, as I mentioned, that we are second in priorities of fire, so we will not be sure how much we are able to utilize the TRP. Again, TRP will be in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Flower Trey 6 Niner 7 Flower 0. As I repeat, TRP will be in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Flower Trey 6 Niner 7 Flower 0. For my FO, the TT loadout will be filled out in respect to this. T, TRP1, T, FO radio call. L, Echo Golf 8 Flower Trey 6 Niner 7 Flower 0. O, First Platoon FO. D, M119 105 millimeter howitzers. A, FO guidance. C, radio. Only to be used if the enemy retreats south on the trail towards Objective Viper, which I described in the terrain model kit and the concept sketch. Synchronization. The platoon will call out fires by color direction as I described. Assault 1 will be red, Assault 2 will be white, and security will be blue. Security will only fire upon squad-sized elements or greater. Mass combat power will be all weapon systems online with indirect fire capabilities at use. The tasks to subordinate units are as follows. SO1, no later than 0400, 2nd Platoon will conduct an area defense on Objective Cobra in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Flower Trey 5 Niner 7 7 5. After completion, they will establish Patrol Base Alpha 4 in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Flower Trey 2 Niner 7 8 Trey. For SO2, no later than 0400, 3rd Platoon will conduct an area defense on Objective Viper in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Flower 7 Niner 7 1 Trey. After completion, they will establish Patrol Base Alpha 3 in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Flower 06 Niner 661 in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 3 50 Niner 706. After completion, they will establish a patrol base at Alpha 2 in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Flower 189 Niner 729 for coordinating instructions. No earlier than 0200, rehearsals will begin after the triangle that we described of squads has been formed on the objective. There will be 50% security at all times. At 0230, rehearsals for PCC and PCI, as well as the other rehearsals, will need to be complete by all squad leaders. 0300, S&O will be placing the obstacles as mentioned with the C-wire and the Claymore, and it is placed on the most likely avenue of approach that we described in both the concept sketch and the terrain model. No later than 0400, we will be at a stand 2 with 100% security, with all squads and obstacles placed ready to conduct an area defense. The CCIRs include PIR. What are the Ariana mission command nodes at the platoon level located inside Tropia? FFIR, soldier accountability, and when each platoon is ready to move to respective patrol base. EEFI, there's none. Actions on. Each squad is strategically placed for an area defense. Casualty collection point is 50 meters west of HQ for aid and litter. Each squad has direct fire capabilities with weapon systems. First platoon, second in priority of fires for IDF capabilities. For sustainment paragraph. For my CASEVAC, phase 1 will be care under fire. We will focus on major bleeding, moving casualty to cover. Phase 2 will be tactical field care. This is performing TCCC. Phase 3 will be tactical evacuation care. Care during movement to higher level medical facility. Phase 4 will be to the Role 1 medical facility. Prep for evacuation to a higher level care. Phase 5 will be Role 2, Role 3 medical facility. Includes surgical support, lab or x-ray, resupply, and Role 3 will be a field hospital for prolonged care and recovery. Again, the casualty collection point is 50 meters west of HQ on objective. The grid point for helicopter landing zone 1 will be Echo Golf 8 Trey 80 Niner 8 Trey Fowler. Again, the HLZ 1 will be in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Trey 80 Niner 8 Trey Fowler. The AXP will be in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Fowler 02 Niner 817. I repeat, the AXP will be in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Fowler 02 Niner 817. For our routine resupply, we will radio for a log pack. For emergency resupply, we use the tailgate method, where supplies will be brought forth to concealed positions. After establishment of a hasty defense, the company will resupply platoons in patrol base or in the defense per the base order. For command and signal, the location of commander and CP is in vicinity of Echo Golf 8 Fowler 18 Niner 6er Niner 6er. I repeat, the location of the commander and the CP is in Echo Golf 8 Fowler 18 Niner 6er Niner 6er. The succession of command will go as follows: the PL to the PSG to the Weasel to the Alpha Squad Leader. For brevity codes and reports, there were none briefed as SOI is in effect. For signal plan, P is for the radios, alternate is runner, C for phone, and the E for smoke signal panel. Our passwords are challenge is rock, password is metal, our number combination is 7, and our running password is coyote. Now at this time, squad leaders, I will go through a last minute recap on our COA sketch and then our terrain model kit. So again, to keep it simple, to talk as most normally as I can, to get out a tactical talk to make sure that everybody can understand, we will be right here on Objective Boa. We need to be worrisome of a potential squad that was reported to be in the area before Alpha Company conducted their offensive attacks prior to this fraggle that I received. As respect to that as well, in the west direction, we had an enemy platoon also to be said there. Respectfully, intelligence does not say anything about them being there, but we will still be wary as we conduct our defense on Objective Boa, which is again on key terrain through the commander's intent has stated. Again, this is where we will be conducting our mission, and after our defense is completed and we can contact headquarters that we are agreeing to move to Patrol Base Alpha 1, we will move 280 meters southeast to Patrol Base Alpha 1. And again, in respect to the rest of our mission, Objective Cobra will be where 2nd Platoon is at, Objective Viper will be where 3rd Platoon is at, and Objective Rattler will be where 4th Platoon is at. At this time, all objectives are getting their brief on the same defense that they will be conducting in their respective objectives. Again, as we are moving to our patrol base Alpha 1, they will also be moving to their patrol bases as well. as well as we stated, as we go into the actions on objective, squad leaders, this is simply put where I want you to be. I simply want you to think about a patrol base in the triangle shape that we use doctrinally. Now, security, you're going to be facing east. We have you facing east because you have been sending out your S&O team to place both the Sea-Wire and the Claymore on this most likely avenue of approach. We're doing this because we want to prevent fratricide with Objective Cobra, as I stated in the brief. Basically, don't fucking shoot at them unless you have to with the squad size or larger element approaching you. As we stated, we have 360 security established as well, with our Weasel placing the 240s here and the 249 at this apex. All right. So as we stated, Assault 1 is red, Assault 2 white, security blue. Okay, that is the directions we'll be calling out. It is the same as if we were in a patrol base, but instead we are conducting area defense as simply put and as quickly as we can on this objective. Again, we need to securely have this defense ready to fucking go because this is on key terrain. Again, this will be the most likely avenue of approach. We are trying to get either the enemy to retreat onto this line or to bypass this obstacle and come into vicinity of Assault 1 and Assault 2 in these directions. As you can see, they can take this trail as well. As I state again, security squad, you are not to fire unless there is squad size or larger element approaching you to prevent fratricide with Objective Cobra, as they are in range of our weapon systems. All right, now I will move on to our terrain model kit again to brief it again for squad leaders to simply get a furthermore understanding. Fucking shit. For those who do not want to look at the terrain model kit, squad leaders have attached the map as well as all points plotted. As we described, here's us, Objective Boa. Respectfully, Objective Cobra, Objective Viper, and Objective Rattler. For our mission, you need to know Objective Boa and Patrol Base Alpha 1. Again, after the defense is completed in Objective Boa, we will move 280 meters east to Patrol Base Alpha 1. Respectfully, while we are conducting our defense, the avenue of approach will be in between Objective Boa and Objective Cobra. Respectfully, we need to respect the position of Objective Cobra, as we are to prevent fratricide by security squad not firing unless there is a larger than a squad size element approaching them, as our weapon systems are in range of Objective Cobra. Again, for my PSG, for my medic, the HLZ-1 will be here. As you can see on the map, there is a marked helicopter landing zone already there. That is what we will be utilizing on this mission. As well, the AXP will not be too far on the same highway. All right? And again, the CP will be here south of us. Okay? And again, just to keep in mind, in prior missions the Alpha Company has conducted, there was an enemy platoon here, an enemy squad on our objective, an enemy squad on Objective Cobra, as well as enemy mortar systems in Objective Cobra. We are unsure if they are still active, but we will be wary and think about it as we conduct our defense. Now, as I move on to our terrain model kit, again, this is the bread and butter of our defense. Again, security squad leaders, please let your entire squad know. Do not fucking fire unless there is larger than a squad-sized element approaching you. Again, we're preventing fucking fratricide. We do not want to kill any of our friendlies on Objective Cobra. Again, we have the Sea-Wire placed here, Claymore placed here, facing north. Place it fucking north. Do not fucking place it towards Objective Cobra, as we are trying to get the enemy to retreat onto this most likely avenue of approach, where we then, hopefully, we can utilize TRP-1, but we are unfortunately second in the priority of fucking fires. Fucking bullshit. All right. Again, we have our 249s placed at the apex, our 240 placed at this apex. We had 360 security, weapon squad leader. Please, please, ideally imagine this in your fucking head. 360 security, please. Again, Assault 1 red, Assault 2 blue. No. As I was. Fuck. Assault 1 red, Assault 2 white, security blue. You will be calling out these colors in response to the enemies taking your position. This will allow headquarters as well as everybody conducting the defense to know where the fuck the enemy is coming from. And again, our headquarters will be here. To the west will be the casualty collection point. All right. As we continue, after the defense is good to go, we have conducted salute reports. We have done spot reports. As our PSG says we are good to go on accountability of every soldier in our platoon, we will then contact higher and see if we are good to move 200 meters southeast to patrol base Alpha 1. From there, we will conduct with higher and neighboring platoons to see if we are good to go to continue on offensive missions upon Alpha Company. All right. Before I end this brief, I would like y'all to know, in case of emergency, our black plan will be to move in the direction of HLZ1. We will retreat in that direction, I'd say northwest. We will retreat northwest to HLZ1. That is our black plan. Our gold plan will be to retreat to the CP. Hopefully, we do not have to use our fucking black or our gold plan. But squad leaders, that is what it is. Again, I repeat, our black plan will be to retreat in the direction of HLZ1. Our gold plan will be to move into the direction of the command post. All right. Is there any final questions, squad leaders, before I end this brief? No? All right. Respectfully, do not mean to disrespect anybody who has worn this uniform in the past or the present or for the future with my language. It helps me describe things in a way that people can understand, as my peers have told me. And I know that this was not the most tactically explained brief given, but I hope that it was easily interpreted by anybody so that anyone would be able to get this information and disseminate it to who they need to do it to. Thank you.